In North Carolina, I began working with David Stiers. David is a player who has been playing a long time, but he's hit a wall and he just can't get any better. And he's had quite a few pool lessons from top instructors and owns almost every instructional video out there. He also spends hours doing drills from various instructors.
Problem right there, I get too straight on balls all the time. My name is David Stiers. I've been playing pool maybe about 12 years now. I believe my problems are I don't play enough rotation games, so my patterns in 9-ball and safety play in 9-balls not up to par, not up to speed where I want to be. My goals are I want to eventually get to the pro level, but I want to be a little more respected in my area and be able to compete in higher level events and stuff, and that's about it.
But it didn't take that long to find out why he's hit a wall. While David is a student of the game, he's never really been a student of his own game, which means he's never tried to pinpoint his weaknesses when it comes to ball pocketing and position play. He also doesn't take much time in planning out his patterns, which is usually why he finds himself on the wrong side of object balls. And the logbook, which he owns for documenting his problem areas, has never been used. In order for David to get to that next level, he has to know his game inside and out. He has to know what shots he excels at and what shots he struggles with. And when it comes to playing position, he also has to know what types of positional shots that he has problems with. And once he has this information, he can then customize his own practice sessions to start attacking these problem areas. So after watching David play Ghost Pool, it's clear that he sometimes takes the more difficult route when playing patterns. So in the next few days, I not only have to find his problem areas, but I also have to teach him an easier way to play patterns. So I started him off on half-table pattern play. His cue ball can't cross half-table, and he can't use left or right English. And this is going to force him to play correct angles and start using the tangent line to move that cue ball around for position. And we're also going to be very precise about where the cue ball ends up. To reach a high level, David has to start demanding more out of his game. He needs to begin playing position for a smaller area. And if he misses his position by quite a bit, we're going to sticker out the shot and repeat it over and over and over again until his speed control is more exact. And it didn't take long for David's problem shots to start appearing, one after the other. These are all shots that have been holding his game back for a long time. But since he's never focused on removing these problem shots, they just never went away. Yeah. So this one you're not going to roll here, you just want to bounce off the rail? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
It's a little hard. I mean, you can't roll it now, but you can still use that tangent line.
I need to
What you want to do is you want your target to be on the side rail, not an open area. So you want your target to come, you want to be coming this way. So now you know you need to head right here between 2.5 dot, something like this. And your tangent line comes up a little above this. Being skilled at moving the cue ball around the table using only center, center low, and center high is the foundation for a strong positional game. Knowing exactly where the cue ball is going to go using only center is information David is going to need when he starts playing full table pattern play using English. He'll know right away if he only needs a little bit of English or a lot, or none at all. And many players, even skilled players, struggle when trying to play a position without English. For instance, in upstate New York, I met up with Nick, who runs the Western New York 9-ball tour. He's a strong player who's won many tournaments against top players. But when we worked on half-table pattern play, he was unable to pocket certain shots without English. He had programmed himself to use spin on almost every single shot, and now he was unable to pocket a simple shot without using spin. And what this told me is that he is probably spinning his cue ball way more than he has to when he plays position. So for the next several hours we worked on pattern play using no spin, which proved to be extremely frustrating for Nick, who is not used to missing balls. And another issue that Nick had was being able to hit dead center on the cue ball. What he thought was center was actually a tip to the right of center. And this is a common problem with many players of all skill levels. If Nick can learn how to hit dead center on the cue ball, he will become much more precise in how he moves that cue ball around the table. He's used to spinning everything. So we're trying to get him back to basics of position play and just using center, just using the vertical line. And once he finds a vertical line, then when he uses English, he'll be a lot more accurate.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
right now, he doesn't know where his vertical line is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so used to going down. If I'm shooting right, I just go right to the right line. And I've been successful with it that way, but it's not exactly. I'm having a hard time just hitting the center and then finding my point.
Yeah, he should be able to hit low center and just make this all day long. But he's having trouble. He's not in control of his stroke. He's trying to spin it. So we're just trying to get him to hit just clean shots, no English. By the end of our time together, Nick was finding center on the cue ball a lot easier. And he was also getting more comfortable moving that cue ball around the table without using spin. So when he does go back to using English, his position play will be a lot more precise. And another reason half-table pattern play is so effective is that players no longer have the luxury of using the whole table. They're limited to one half of the table, so their angles have to be exact. They can no longer spin their way back into position since they are restricted to center, center low, and center high. They begin to understand the importance of angles and how the angles will move the cue ball around for position with little effort.
If I accidentally drew it back, I could just draw it back into the rail and back it out.
Well, this one should always be as close as possible using center. If you got to stretch, then you probably take hair a little bit. Yeah. That's a nice angle right there. So you're just going to,
I'm gonna start from there.
you're going to be somewhere around here. about the best way to get from the 3 to the 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
I'm thinking of just stopping the ball and then playing one rail. And it's one of those situations where I don't need to be falling short, I need to get over here. And I'm thinking of playing one rail into the second rail here. I don't even have to play it that hard if I don't want to. But the problem with not playing it that hard is I could fall short.
Yeah, what we'll do is a good guy right here. We'll shoot this 2 different ways. Slide. Shoot your way. That's okay, before you shoot this, we'll set those up again. Let's see, 2 ball here, 1 ball here. Now the natural way, let me see here, 2 ball. The natural way to get from the 2 to this area isn't this way, I mean, it's this way right here.
Okay.
You just use the tangent line. And your speed control has to be good. I mean, worst case scenario, you can hold it and go off the rail if you want, depending on your angle. But that's the natural way to come down here and get your angle to come back up. It's not ideal, you're going to have to hit a little bit more firm.
Yeah.
But anywhere over here, just as long as you can get to this side or over here, somewhere around there. So that shot should have hit, at that speed, you should hit just a little bit higher on the cue ball.
Higher.
Yeah. Probably a little less angle. Now, before you shoot the 1, you were going to shoot the 3 ball here.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the ideal angle would be crossing the line, right?
Might be better to follow it like I was doing a minute ago.
Are you going to try and come this way?
Yeah.
The first time you shot it, you came up this way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try this one. Give yourself a bigger angle. Because you need to be somewhere around here. Just yeah, we can shoot that. That's 50 yards. That's pretty good. So now you know your center goes right here. Center stun. So now you need a little bit of low to drag it out this way. Just give me low. So that time is too much low.
Too much low.
Yeah. And that's pretty good right there.
I was thinking of coming around the 5.
Or you're coming around the 5. Or you're trying to come off the rail here
Yeah.
and then here. Without using spin, that makes it a little bit tougher. Just trying to do that with high action. and even trying to get from here to here is tough. But you're kind of connected to the 3-ball here, if you can just stay on the line. And these are the shots that once you get good at, you can actually get a lot closer to it. So your key shot here is one of the two. And this is one of those shots where you got to be specific.
I could even pull it, but sliding always gets me in trouble, so.
I would set up an angle to where you can just let the cue ball just kind of roll.
Yeah.
With that area.
Yeah, before I think I would put it like this and slide it, and I would either slide it like there, or I would slide it right here, or I would slide it right here, or I'd slide it right there.
Yeah, and on this one, the angle is the most important thing. Not so much getting close to it, but the angle is really important. It's probably just a hair easier than what you needed to hit it in. Should we stick with this, or are you comfortable with the shot?
Maybe you should stick it.
Okay.
Because this is one of those draw shots.
Yeah, the draw angle shots. Take a look at the work. So you're trying to come over here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming like this. This is going to give you the corner, and it'll give you the side. So that's a good line you got.
I gotta make sure to hit this one thin enough, or I'm gonna be really going towards the 5.
And as the hours went on, David was beginning to get a handle on his angles and his speed. And this shot, it's always better to get above it than below. So that little extra power you gave it worked out good. So now your 3-ball line is right here. Actually goes to that second nine.
Make sure I don't accidentally skid the ball and not roll it down enough. I've got an angle I can bump the bottom rail.
Yeah, on these shots, because you are close to it, so you have to get some high action. And I would definitely try and come off the rail
Yeah,
to avoid it coming up too short.
yeah.
There you go, stay down good. So we finally moved on to full table pattern play. We're going to begin with 3-ball patterns and eventually move up to 9-ball patterns.
Tangent line, because your tangent line goes that way. You can even see it, it goes right there.
Yeah.
And then that's easy to control, right? But then your speed control has to be good. So you're going to be just coming up like this.
So you going to the rail or you going just straight?
No, you definitely want to go toward the rail, because you want to pick out a target on the side rail. You want to pick out a target that you can aim at, that if it hits the target and bounces out, you'll get your aim.
Yeah, that looks like a pretty good pattern there.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Could have made that. Let's shoot that 2 balls there.
And usually when I begin full table pattern play with students, that's when they finally come face to face with all their problem areas. And the great thing about pattern play is it will absolutely highlight any weaknesses in a person's game, usually within the first or second pattern.
Yeah, players would either go around that way, or they give themselves an angle like this. 1 rail, 2 rails, and out.
Yeah.
Is that where you want? Which one are you going to try?
Try this.
This one is. So was that pretty easy for you? Yeah, that's more of a nice stroke right there. All right, we'll release out. So now you're going to get hit right before it to come out. That's pretty good. So now figure out where you want to be here. You know, here's pretty good. Actually, if you get like a diamond away from the side, then you can just roll it. Here you got to put a little bit of extra work into it. Here you can just roll it. Just pick out an area that you want to bounce off of here. Obviously, it's not going to be high, it's not going to be low. It's going to be somewhere around here.
I'll establish that one too. Gives me a decent angle to
Yeah.
get back up in here.
And in order to play patterns at a high level, David needs to become adept at seeing the tangent line and controlling the cue ball off this line toward the target area. Learning how to utilize the tangent line is the single most important element in playing position at a high level. Once David can begin to use that tangent line effectively, he'll realize how easy it is to start moving that cue ball around the table.
position. You gonna try to hold the line?
I can do 2 rails, which goes into the danger zone, or I can 1 rail.
Yeah, and these shots you have to be good at, because you're kind of close to being perfect right now. You just gotta be able to hold the line and trust it, and then get the right speed on it. I don't know where that is.
So you want me to just 1 rail?
Yeah, let's try and get your 1 rail and come up toward the mountain.
If it was a little closer like that, I'd go ahead and play it this side.
Yeah, if this was here,
Yeah.
you'd want to go probably 2 rails. Yeah.
I can still play that this side.
You don't want you don't
know.
know. That's not bad. So you just have to be able to keep it above that line. It's right about number 8. So if you have to use a hair of left, go ahead and do that. Yeah. This is a big window over here. And this angle does the same work. But you got a bigger window.
Would you follow it or would you try to draw it?
Well, if you follow it, you gotta get your hand action. The other way is put it here and stun it over. And you're pretty good at those. Are you shoot side and stuff?
So,
Are you good at this shot right here? Because you're right-handed. Right here and just stun it.
I can do that too.
Basically, once you get over here, I mean, this is so easy for you, this angle right here.
Yeah, straight.
That's okay, and that would just be a drawback. Let's try to get our speed better though. We need to get right here. Oh, I like that. So now you know on this, you can't come up high. You come up a little bit high, but not too much high. So just pick a spot where you need to end up. So you came up high. So this is just massive amount of left. Let's try and spin it.
Without hitting it?
Well, even if you do hit it, you get enough left out there, don't you?
So I'd probably try to go into the ball.
Oh, I don't think you have to do that. We'll stick with these then. I think if you can just slow roll this in, get your maximum left. So if it clips it, you're okay. If it doesn't clip it, you're still okay.
I see.
I would play 2 toward the bar. knows you could stun this. He's a maybe a hair left.
Pretty comfortable with that. I want to try to get down here.
Here's an example of how easy it is to get into trouble playing pattern play. If David plays position for this side of the 2-ball, he will have to get on the 2-ball line. If he ends up below or above the line, he'll have some work ahead of him to get back for the 3-ball. But if he plays position for the other side of the 2-ball, if he ends up above the line, he's perfect. If he ends up slightly below the line, he can still roll off the side rail and back for the 3-ball.
Get to where I can get the 3 to go over there.
You're trying to get above the 2-ball. Straight in. Yeah, this way might be a little dangerous. Just because you gotta get perfect. Another good option would be just leaving it here and just roll the 2-ball in and just take your shot. Great. And the other way is trying to come back around and get above the 2-ball. If you can get above the 2-ball on this side, then you're fine.
I can draw it.
What's that?
I'm fairly decent at drawing straight back too.
You can try that, yeah.
If I got anywhere right in here, but I got a small window to get, especially if I want to get close to the ball.
I think you'll be fine. I think if your 2-ball gets to the middle of the table, that's a pretty good shot for you, right? Just to draw back to the 3rd diamond. The cue ball over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good for you. So to get there, from where the 3-ball is, your cue ball needs to be, you gotta be able to draw it back somewhere over here.
So you don't like going in with 5?
If you're off just a little bit, you could catch it on this side,
Yeah.
right? Or you could catch it full and your cue ball ends up here.
You could even catch it full and the cue ball doesn't. These numbers would be right on top of the 3, I guess.
Yeah. It sounds like it's impossible to get from the 4 to the 5. So if you can just draw it back high.
Go ahead and bump this rail or just try to slide it over.
Yeah, I would try and bump it off the rail.
So I could just hold it to right here too.
Yeah, the only thing is coming up short. I would just pick your spot. That gives you a little window for error. Yeah, if you want to. Remember, this is a part of your pre-shot is trying to figure out your backstroke. How long of a backstroke do you need?
I definitely like that. That's definitely something I need to practice. Seem to be getting a little flat.
So what would you normally do in a situation like this?
I pinch it back with a little left and pound it.
Yeah, I would just draw it back to here.
I'll just draw back to there.
Just make sure you make the ball and just draw it back. Because this shot, how many times out of 10 could you make that?
Yeah.
9 or 10 times?
hit it a lot harder and probably wobbled the ball. I would have got on 5.
That was pretty.
On a level above the 2, I can draw into the rail and back across, or I can come back over in here, just as long as I ain't stretching. And play around the rails.
Yeah, because there's no way you'll hit the 6 ball unless it's wrong. That's probably the best way to do it. Because you can use the rails to get under 3 ball.
I just gotta make sure I'm not stretching.
Well, the cue ball is here. You wouldn't have to shoot from that way, you can still shoot from the side.
What's wrong?
7 ball. And 6 ball. Where's the 6 ball? This time, shoot it and then play it off this rail and back toward the middle table.
Oh, okay. I'm playing both of these in the same pocket.
Yeah, that'll go up there. So, when you shoot this, are you just going to come up high? So just come.
And one problem that David has always had is that he wasn't thinking far enough ahead when playing patterns. In this situation here, before he can play position on the 2 ball, he has to determine where he wants to be for the 4 ball.
Right on the ball.
Oh, get
Like I
flat and
always
go
do.
with 2 rails.
Yeah.
I
So
don't think
it
it'd
would be
be
better to go up in here.
Yeah, I'll just pick a spot up high. That way you're guaranteed an angle no matter what. That's how you get the 3rd down. That's all right. This is pretty much just what, middle table?
Maybe a little below the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd shoot for the middle.
You ever draw Yeah, you can go that route.
I got pretty good lines on the ball.
Now just pick out where you want it. So the two options on this one are one route or side route. We use a tangent line of low and right. Hit here and just come down.
I like the second option, I'm not comfortable with the first option.
Yeah, you don't have the ideal angle to go to this side.
So I gotta kind of punch it.
But this one, once you hit that right side route, a little bit of spin, you end up right down there with a little angle on the six.
I can straight draw it too, couldn't I? I mean, it's a little dangerous, but.
I don't think you need to draw it. Because your tangent line will just send you right down there. Just make sure you get a little bit low on there. The six is on the rail, so any sort of angle is going to work.
And by the end of our training week together, David's ability to read patterns had greatly improved. He was now seeing easier ways to play patterns. We also made notes regarding his problem areas that he will now have to work on after I leave. He can continue to work on drills, but it's imperative that he spends at least half of his practice time on his problem areas. David was now understanding how important it is to not only be a student of the game, but to be a student of his own game. This is the key for him to get to that next level. So back in New Jersey, I had Tim and Brandon play some ghost pool so I could see where some of their problems are. And after watching both players, it was clear that they both struggle when it comes to playing position. And this is a common problem for most people who are C or B players.
Oh, you're trying to hold it there.
Also, I'm going to have to fine-tune their fundamentals to increase their consistency. So I first started with their stances, and one problem they both had is that their back foot kept crossing the shooting line, and they both needed a little more distance between both feet for more stability. Next, we went through some ball pocketing drills, and these are drills where they not only have to pocket the ball, but they also have to strike a target with the cue ball.
Oh, let's get your
That was no one.
bridge hand. Let's try and get it planted.
And these drills are important for learning how to hit the cue ball where you're aiming. Any sort of deviation in the stroke delivery will result in missing the target.
So now you know if you're coming up high, you're not hitting high center, you're hitting high center right. Okay. Yeah. That's not, yeah, there you go. When you're too close, your backstroke is
Yeah, then I won't get enough power.
pretty good for talking.
And since our time was limited, I wanted to introduce both players to as many shots as possible. But it was important for them to understand the physics behind the cue ball's movement. If they can start to understand why the cue ball reacts the way it does, they will greatly expand their ability to move the cue ball around the table. And another shot that players of this level need to become skilled at is being able to strike object balls as thinly as possible. Hitting just a small fraction of the object ball takes precise aiming, which is something that both players need to develop if they want to reach new levels in pool. For instance, in this shot, Tim was having trouble hitting the object ball thin. He wasn't taking the time needed during the aiming process to ensure a precise hit.
I mean, they can't get perfectly level because of the rail, but as level as possible. Let me see, I think we keep balls.
Oh, too much in the round.
So I placed an obstacle ball next to the object ball, and this will force him to focus on the shot and hit the object ball as thinly as possible. If he doesn't focus, he's going to hit the obstacle ball first.
I feel like that's a little curve to this, a little bit over here. When I hit it.
Yeah, the key is, when I shot it, I just went like this. My backstroke was like this.
Okay.
You're going back real far, and then you're trying to control it without hitting one ball. So one habit you have to start getting into, if you can hit the ball easy like this, start moving your bridge hand all the way up. Shorten that backstroke. Most other pros don't do that. Other pros will just move the bridge hand all the way up and go like that. Yeah, there you go.
We then moved on to half-table pattern play. And to properly learn how to run out an 8-ball or 9-ball, you have to learn the fundamentals of position play. And that means learning how to play position without left or right English, and keeping the cue ball confined to one half of the table. This forces the player to play very precise angles, since they can't use English to spin their way back into position. They also learn how to move the cue ball off the tangent line, which is the most important element in learning position play.
There you go. Your backstroke is messing you up. So what you gotta learn is getting your bridge hand close. Just getting comfortable with that. It takes a little while. Nice and close.
The opposite, my bridge hand was too close.
Yeah, you're pretty close. Oh, you're gonna go off the rim?
I was thinking about rolling up just a little bit and being maybe just to the left of the two, and then
Yeah, that's pretty good.
a little high.
If you're here,
Yeah,
this is just coming off the rim.
yeah.
And basically you want to be here, that way you shoot the forward, come out the rim, and go like that. Okay. When you shoot the 2, you just want to be able to come back on this line here. Now, if you end up too far down this way, then you can shoot it and just come like that. Okay. You just want a little angle like that for get your stroke through it high. Oh, yeah, that was. Yeah, definitely don't want to roll by the time it's here.
Yeah.
So you just want to be able to just stun it down. That would be a little bit high. Overhead.
Finally, both players moved on to full table pattern play. Both players were getting a better understanding of how to move the cue ball around using center ball. But now we're going to introduce left and right English back into their game.
I gotta cut it more than I think I did too.
Yeah, this angle, remember, it's going to throw it more toward the end rail. So we're just going to roll it in and just cut it here. Good shot.
Yeah, I gotta keep that in mind. It's gonna be cutting out more than I think. Yeah, that's a nice little one.
We have to analyze every pattern.
I could probably just stop for one and then throw it back off this rail, right?
Yeah, right here. That's not bad. Probably want to be right about here. Probably just want to shoot this and just come over just a little bit.
Okay.
And that's just a little lag from that.
And ideally be above the 3 or straight on.
Yeah. This is just
Yeah, because I'm not in a danger.
you didn't hit that ball hard, but good stroke.
If it wasn't for if I had my bridges out, I would be doing better on the rail.
Just avoid the rail the rest of your life.
I'll be good.
Yeah, you'll be good to go. Now remember, you're just hitting a little piece of the 3 ball, right?
Yeah. I want to hit a full.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm hitting it too full.
No, you're hitting the right amount of 3.
Oh.
That's why the cue ball is coming all the way back here. Since you're not hitting much of the 3 ball, your speed has to be way down. But you're still stroking through it with the center right.
So both players have a new perspective on the game of pool. They both now realize that to reach new levels in pool, they have to slow down and become much more precise in how they approach the game. Pool, like any sport, when played at a high level, requires strong fundamentals, a good game plan, and a great deal of precision. Also, since they both work day jobs, their practice times are very limited, so they need to focus their practice times on their weaknesses, which means seeking out their problem shots and practicing them until their weaknesses become their strengths.
Try one more good one. If you don't get enough of that right.
Yeah, that's something I gotta put in.
And when they play league or tournaments, they need to monitor their game and keep track of any problems that come up. For instance, if they were unable to play safety shots correctly, that would be something they should take note of. Or if they missed several kicks on object balls, that would be something else that they should keep track of. And what I explain to all my students is that their weaknesses will always be a part of their game until they decide to do something about it.
Money ball, take your time.
So Tim and Brandon, after only a few days, are playing much better, but they will need to keep their focus after I leave. If they can continue to be not just a student of pool, but a student of their own game, I have no doubt they both will become pool masters at some point in the near future.